She like Mike Jackson. I'm like, no, we're back.
Welcome back to Shugga Mama Radio. You're now tuned in. RadioOnFire.com. If you know somebody that's not tuned in right now, tell them to log on. www.radioonfire.com. We have a full house of a whole bunch of baddies, a whole bunch of bosses, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
That's where we're going to start. Start this way with Storm.
Yeah, I'm Storm. My organization is called Stepping Through Obstacles, Remaining Motivated.
I'm Kay, and it seems like I'm a part of everything, especially Storm. That's my partner over there. I love her to death. I'm glad that she brought me in on it. But yeah, it's other things I do, but we're not going to talk about that today.
Yeah, well, you were just here for that.
Yeah.
Ma'am. Thank you for coming back.
You're welcome.
I am Shonda Chanel. My organization is called Help Our Daughters. It is healing, encouraging, loving, and protecting our daughters.
I'm Tisha, and my program is called B, which is Beautifully Encouraged and Empowered.
That's what's up. Thank you, ladies, for coming on today.
Thank you for having us.
Okay.
I feel empowered already just by them announcing the titles in that organization, boy. I'm ready to go out here and do some things. The titles is definitely strong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. It's not just something basic. There's a lot behind that. So if we could ask who want to start with telling how you all got started with your different organizations, and then we'll talk about how you came together.
I guess I go first.
Okay.
I got started 2014. Actually, Storm was my street name, not in a good way, but I still wanted to keep my name because I still wanted to target that crowd. I still wanted to keep that same crowd. And I wanted to turn it into something positive. So I was raised I'm a preacher's kid. My grandma was a prophet. She's a minister. So I wrote the name Storm down, and I put it in the Bible, and I shut it for like a week. And I was like, okay, God, if this is your will, give me a name. And in a week, I had a name. I knew I still wanted to keep Storm, but it's acronym, Stepping Through Obstacles, Remaining Motivated. And it's an untold story of my life. That's how I survived. That's how I managed to get up in the morning. That's how I managed to be a mom. That's how I managed to work. So it's a lot to it, but and basically, I'm a servant. I'm just here. It's not about Storm. I'm just here to encourage women in general, not just the youth. We want to grab them at a young age, to raise them up, but we got to get a hold to their parents. We can't help the youth and send them back into that environment. So we got to get to the root of the problem, and I find that's where a lot of people fail. They want to fix the kid. We can't fix the kid. This kid might be coming to school not being a good kid because he might not have no food, might not have no lights. So how do we know if we don't do assessment with their parents? How do we know if we don't build that trust with their mom? Because I had trust issues. I was raised without a dad. I had male issues, daddy issues. I was promiscuous. I had my first child when I was 17. Thank God, my boys are doing better than I am. They don't have any kids yet. Oh, thank you, Jesus. But nevertheless, if they did, I would still love them all the same. So basically, just growing up, I just had a lot of personalities. My dad was an addict, and he wasn't around. My mom was promiscuous because she had to work 2 jobs, and she was with a lot of men. And my nana, like I said, was a preacher. So I was like I was sharing with my sisters, I said, well, what am I supposed to be? Like, I got all 3 of these people in me, and I can't figure out who am I supposed to be. So I am Storm.
Okay. So, Kay, how did you become, join the situation with Storm?
I met her through somebody else. No. Thought she was going to hold it. I met her through somebody else that I've dealt with. And at a time that I was really finding my true purpose. So I was like, you know what? This is what I need to be doing. And me personally, growing up, I'm not going to share my story. Right now, I'm not. It's long. But I do understand a lot of situations. I can relate to a lot of situations with young teens. I'm a teen mom as well. But when I met Storm, it was like she was the coolest person in the world. I was like, okay, I can relate to her. She been through some things like I've been through some things. We want to help somebody, want to help people. And I was like, that's what I'm about. So I was like, let's do this. I also know that when you get involved in stuff, you want to put your whole self in it. I don't like to step into stuff and then back out of it because that's not what I'm about. I truly, genuinely want to help people, and that's what I do. I do that now, although I'm not just helping teens anymore. I'm helping a multitude of different type of people, different cultures, different internationally. But being with S.T.O.R.M, we done been through a lot of things together, sometimes by ourselves. We had a lot of things to do on our own. We had to put our own money up on our own for like different events. And we were fine with that because at the end of the day, we were giving. And in order to receive, you have to give. You have to give. If you don't give, don't even think about receiving. The little bit of materialistic things people get in life, you got to give it back because you can lose it. It will not stay. Like, you have to give back. And people don't understand that. One way or another, you're going to give it back, whether it's directly or indirectly. And you definitely want it to be directly. But so far, I'm having a good time doing things with S.T.O.R.M. We had a little setback in the beginning because we were trying to figure everything out. We lost a lot of people. So it's just really been me and her. So we're getting back into the groove of things. And that's basically what's, it's good.
Okay.
Well, maybe it just needs to be you two. You never know. So
Yeah, and it's what, how do you say, quality over quantity?
Right.
I started out with 15 ladies. Now I have 4, and I'm okay with that.
okay. So to you two, how did you get started with your organization?
Well, without burning your ears, I think we all pretty much share the same or similar story. And Tish was the main one who reached out to us. She kind of put us together, forced us together. She started she would say little things. And then next thing I know, I was on an Instagram post with all of us. And I was like, oh, well, hey. And it's weird. Women normally clash. We didn't. We went out for brunch. We sat, we vibed, and we had similar stories. All different upbringings, all different backgrounds, all different presently, we're all doing totally different things, but we have the same goal. We want to help. You know what I mean? And that's why we came up with this whole thing. S.T.O.R.M made a very valid point, is though when I initially started my program in 2013, I was like, oh, well, I just want to help children. But she's so right. It's beyond the children, because if you go into some of these homes, the moms and the dads are so messed up. You know what I mean? I think it's excellent that we have males. I see guys every day creating new programs for the guys. But we have to cater to our women. Our women are the ones who are carrying these children. I don't care. I know if I say something and my daughter's dad says something, what I says goes, because she looks at me as the mom, the role model. So I think that as S.T.O.R.M called us, we're sisters, and we're all just trying to come together just to encourage other women, other young ladies, other little girls. If we can encourage the women, that can encourage the younger ladies, that can encourage the younger ones and the kids. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
that's basically, in a nutshell, what we're trying to do.
Okay. So Tish, how long have you had your organization up and running?
So my program B is relatively new. A lot of people know me from doing youth football for 14 years.
Okay.
So I'm kind of trying to shy away from my baby boys and move it over to the girls. My program is like a module course where they would go through financial literacy, how to fill out job applications, how to fill out college applications, how to dress for interviews, do mock interviews. We're trying to get it to where as though we can go into some of the city schools and get with some of the principals and have round discussions with, the girls. I see them, to me, the woman is the backbone of every family. And without that woman, I'm sorry to say, some families wouldn't survive. So I want to teach the girls that, hey, it's okay to get out there and hustle. It's okay to get out there and grind, but do it the right way. I have 15 million things going on myself, but at the end of the day, if something happens to my husband, I'm fine because I know how to hustle. And I want to teach, young ladies, hey.
Okay, so you all have a project coming up?
Yes.
Who wants to
Yeah,
tell about that?
several.
Several.
We have
Oh,
several
okay.
projects coming up, and guess what? We're going to complete each and every one
Yes.
of them.
Okay, so when's the most recent coming?
Okay, our first project is going to be Mommy and Me. It's a brunch.
Okay.
February, we haven't got a date, but that'll be the first project, us as a group is going to be in February. It's going to be a brunch with vendors. We're going to have some guest speakers, and just fellowship as women. It's hard being a woman. We go through so much. If it's not a relationship, it's a bill, it's work. Like, we carry so many hats, and people don't understand that. Even if you have a mate, like, you still carry, like Tess said, you still are the backbone. You still carry a lot, because then you have to make sure your mate is okay. Like, if you ever think about it, who really makes sure we okay? Our sisters, right? You can pick up the phone, you can call your girlfriend, girl, I need a drink, I need to do this. But in all actuality, we care for everybody else before ourselves.
That's so right. You're right
And you
about
have
that.
And we gotta, and one
Yes.
thing we have to teach is worth. Even myself, I'm still rough around the edges. A lot of rough around the edges. But every day, I set a goal. Like, every day, it could be a small goal, not to cuss somebody out. That's a big goal for me. But to somebody else, like, during the day, like, I cuss an average of 5 people out a day. Like,
You just trying to get it down to 3.
exactly. And I find you build that trust when you be transparent, like, you be real. Like, every day is not a good day.
Right.
Some days I do cry. I do be like, Mom, I want to just pack my stuff and come. I have boys. I have a 20-year-old and I have a 17-year-old. I can't teach them how to be men. You know, and their dad is able and willing, but his parenting skills is totally different. Like, I want them to value stuff. I don't want to hand it to them. Like, we have to co-parent. Like, and I can't stress to my ladies, like, worth. Like, you know how much we are worth? We don't have to settle at all. And I had to teach myself this. Even in relationships, I'm single, I date, but I'm not settling. Like, I'm the prize. You have to chase me. And that's what we have to teach these young girls. Like, don't settle.
It's a big self-esteem issue with a lot of our young ladies, and that's another module that we have.
Not just
going on.
young ladies, as
Well,
women, period. Yeah.
Self-esteem is very low, so we're trying to figure out how we can teach them how to have that self-esteem, you know, how to build your self-esteem. And like Storm said, know your worth, because you are worth more than you know.
Well, honestly, my opinion with that, like you said, you have to, like, you're human. And some days, if you are broken and you can't be honest about it, and then you sit with that, it's very hard to feel good about yourself, because you don't even tell somebody that you're hurting, so that somebody can say, oh, no, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? So you have to, you know,
You
be
have
able
to
to let
tell
them know,
people. Yeah, you
like,
have
it's
to tell
okay.
somebody.
Be honest about how you feel, and then all of that stuff starts to work itself out. And once you release all of that, then you just start to feel better.
But I think that's one of the beauties of what we're trying to do in all 3 programs, and what we're trying to bring across, because it's that sisterhood. It's that, anyone who knows me know I'm down for any chick. Like, I don't know you, but I'm down for you. If something go down, I'm down for you. Let me let you know, we walk out this door, it's going down. You know what I mean? And I think that if we could teach other women that, other young ladies that, then it'll just, like, I hate to sound, I don't know, like Alice in Wonderland, but I think the world would be a better place. Hatred is such a dominant thing in this society, but hatred just goes on. How many women you think see each other and say, and just look them up and down. These young girls are doing that. This hate at a young age is transferring over to adulthood. You know what I mean? To them being fighting or bullying, or not even having someone to call a sister, even if I don't have a real sister, or someone to vent to. And that's what you need. That hatred is turning into not knowing your self-worth. That hatred is turning into low self-esteem.
Well, do you think, I know that you also mentioned, Storm, that, you know, you don't want your boys to just feel like everything has to be given to them. Not just the boys, but a lot of the generations behind us. A lot of them don't even know what chores are anymore. And a lot of them, with them not knowing what chores are, they wear weaves that cost just as much as we spend money on, and they don't have jobs anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So they don't really have to work for anything. Everything is given to them. And then when it's not given to them, or let me back up. They don't have to work for anything, and then when they see someone that's their peer and they don't have it, and then they're looking at them like well, your mother can't get you this, or your mother can't get you that. But it's like, you can't even afford it yourself. Like, you don't even know that your mother probably didn't pay rent, you know, to make sure that you had what you needed. Like, how do you
Like, one
help?
scenario, I know don't do in my household. I don't, well, my oldest, he out of school. But I don't reward for good report card because that's what you are supposed to do. Like, I'm supposed to get up and go to work and earn a paycheck, and y'all don't have to worry about rent, gas, and extra water bill. Y'all, I take care of that. The only thing I want my boys to do is to follow their passion. And whatever it is, like my oldest son, girl, he done went from trying to be a firefighter to a police cadet to a businessman. I just be like, yo, pick something right quick, like you ready to be 20. But I rock with him. I let him know I'm going to support you either way. Like, but everything is not handed. And then they'll call their father, and then their daddy be like, well, I get him when I get paid. And I had to check him like, yo, we're not doing that. Like, what? Because he got A's? Like, that's what he's supposed to get. He got him. My son go to poly. You have to maintain certain grades to stay in that school. Mm-hmm. So why should I reward you for going to school getting an A? Or you reward me for making sure that the rent is paid this month? And that's how I talk to my kids. You got to be real with them. They're not babies.
Right. So will you all, like, how will you all cover those kind of things for the younger generations to, like, really get that? Because you will be fighting against social media and videos.
That's the problem right there, the social media. That's a big problem.
We have to have the parents.
I don't even post stuff on Facebook like that no more. If I do something for people, I don't post it. I'm just the most humblest person right now because I know anything could be taken at any given time.
I recently
not even necessary.
I recently just seen something. Speaking of social media, and you saying that you doing something for someone, you can't post it on social media. I saw someone on Instagram say that they think that, shout out to Cello 5150 on Instagram. He said that he think that it's the most disrespectful thing for someone to record you giving back to homeless or anyone in need. How do you guys feel about?
How do I feel about it?
Yeah, social media.
Thing about that.
Yeah.
I do think that people should see certain stuff, but I do think it's a time and a place. I think it's how much you do it, because at the end of the day, why are you really doing it? Are you doing it for likes, or are you doing it because you really genuinely care?
Right.
I do believe in the ripple effect, in which if one person see it, another will do it. But there are a lot of people don't pay that stuff no mind half the time. They could care less.
But it's people.
But
just
there are
also
people
doing
that
it just for
right,
the show.
and you can also
Right.
kind of tell. I can tell, but but I personally I used to post stuff like that, like trying to get other people to come out and join in. But what I noticed is I would get a lot of, oh, I'm gonna do it with you next time, and that was my main thing, was to get people to come out and do it. But they never around when you want to do it. So I stopped doing it. I don't really need you to go out here and do that with me. This is what I want to do from my own heart. If I want to feed somebody under 83, that's what I'm going to do. I really don't need to post that, because at the end of the day, I've met with some homeless people and they happy. They don't want to be posted. They like, we work.
What is it?
We just can't
Exploitation.
afford to pay bills. We work. We just really can't afford to survive. So we did. Our paychecks go to food. If we want to spend a night in a motel at one night, we do that.
Right.
It's hard out here for people, and a lot of people do not want to be posted up showing that they are struggling. I know one thing: you don't see people out here posting that. Well, I can't pay my rent. People ain't posting that. So what makes you think a homeless person want to be posted every time that they are struggling?
Right.
Some people are ashamed of it. And some, you don't know people's stories, so you really can't do that. And I say, you know what? I can understand that. When you literally sit down and have a conversation with people who are struggling and what they think about it, they were like, what? No, I want to be on, someone be like, I don't want to be on camera.
Yeah, if you're gonna do it, just do it. Don't put it all out there. But so
People want
back
to see
to
you anyway.
yeah, that's true. But back to with about the young ladies and the young men as well, but mostly the young ladies. How are you planning on competing with social media and reality TV and what is it, loving hip hop and basketball wives? Those images that are now on TV for the young female, because we used to have Claire Huxtable. Denise,
yeah.
They went to, college. It was cool to be in college. Like, everybody wanted to go to college when you saw A Different World.
Yes.
But now it's like, I need to have the fattest butt, yeah.
Or I'd rather
All
just
that.
go to work than to go to college.
Let me tell you, that is my day-to-day even when I talk to young people, I have a lot of young people that I interact with, I deal with, I talk to, and to your point, I give to. People on social media don't know. You know, it's not anyone's business. But that's my biggest thing. But one thing I do find is that people respect real. And real is me being face to face, neck to neck with you, talking to you, coming down to your level and letting you know that stuff on TV is not reality. Though they call it reality TV, it's not reality. Reality is me busting my tail working every day. Reality is the house that you live. Reality if your mother's on drugs or whatever the case may be. That's the stuff that's not being shown on TV. So I think the way that we're going to quote unquote compete with it is really not a competition. The whole thing is that we're coming straight in your face. This is what we're doing. This is what I need you to do. And it's incentives. Like I know I have a program through my job, whereas though next summer the girls can come in and do internships there. That introduces you to the working world. That gives you an opportunity to see it ain't all twerking and bending it over and doing. I mean, you know what I mean? I don't knock anyone's hustle, but at the same time, if you can't twerk, that ain't how you got to make your living. You know what I mean? I mean, twerking to lose weight is cool. But, you know what I mean? Twerking on a pole, if you don't really have to go down that road. There are other options. You know, my goal is to eventually come up with some sort of college fund for these kids. You know what I mean? Like, no difference than what Tish is trying to do with the modules. We're just trying to build and build and build. You know what I mean? And eventually you're going to be doing so much building because I know I'm to the point I was social media out all day, every day. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Now ask me how many times I log on. I log on and post a picture because I'm no longer consumed with that. My girlfriend does hair for Love and Hip-Hop. And just when I hear some of the things that are going on behind the scenes or some of the things that's going on, it's like, man, that stuff not even worth looking at. And that's what I want to instill in these women.
And it's a distraction. It's distracting you from your goals. It's distracting you from the bigger point. Like Shonda said, that's not, my reality is when I open up my eyes. I got to get ready to go do these 8 hours. I'm not looking at, and all the girls, you beautiful the way you are, shape. Like they look at, it's not real.
It's just too much.
Real.
What at the risk?
It's not. Because eventually, beauty fades away. And I always tell guys, and they get so mad at me, like, Storm, you don't know. I said, strip her of everything, and what do her soul look like? Men are so infatuated with the beat face, the long weave. And like I said, don't knock nobody, because I love a good beat face. I love a good, but I'm not walking around 24/7.
Yeah,
looking
not
like
every
that.
day. Not every day. Like, listen, I don't like to comb my hair on a good day.
Why?
So,
Some
and
days I go
thank
to work and be
God.
like, I forgot to comb my hair. But that's going to be, I think that would be the biggest challenge. And we can't do it alone. We need these parents. Is the mother in there watching? Kids are sponges. They're going to soak it up.
That's all they see. It's like, what are the options? Like she said about options, there are definitely other choices, and people don't know those other choices because they focus on the only thing that they always see and what's on TV. That's all they see. I can't even tell you the names of these shows.
How
I don't
many
watch
kids
TV.
really know what a checkbook look like or how to write a
Or
check?
how to balance one, right?
Well,
You know-
with Tish saying about those modules, they should, if you can get with those principals, they should really have that curriculum in school.
We
Like,
used to
they
have
really
it.
should. I never had it. My mother
They
had
done
to.
took
She
so
taught it to
much
me.
stuff out of the
Financial
six schools.
literacy alone should be a course in
Yep.
It should be a course.
Because
Understand
no
what
one
bad
taught
credit
me
is.
about credit, back then. And let me tell you, had I known then what I
Yes,
know now,
honey, yes.
so I just feel like that is really, really important.
If you have credit is better than cash.
Yep.
And people don't even really understand. Like, I could do anything in school, and my mother did not play about my credit. Like, I am nervous if I don't think I'm going to pay a bill because I need my credit to be intact. So, like, my mother, she gave me that. The school didn't teach it to me at all. Like, Tish said, like, to go on an interview and to know what to, to put on for your first interview, people really don't know.
And I work with a lot of families. I do social work for a H.E.L.P program. And when I do enrollment, you will be surprised. We ask them, give me one goal for your child. You would be surprised. They'll say a rapper.
Wow. That's it?
And then they would sit in front of me with like a bonnet and some pajamas on. They got pink written across their butt. And I just be like, wow. And I always ask them, if I sit here and I got all this in my face and all this blue hair, would y'all take me seriously?
Right.
So why would you come and meet with your child's worker looking like that?
But in all actuality, I think they would take you serious because they really
True.
don't know.
They
We
don't
come
know.
from
You're right.
Like when people say Baltimore is this, Baltimore truly, and I love my city, but we truly are. And I can say I had some hood rat moments, But it took for
We've all gone through
I mean,
it.
I'm gonna be
We've
honest.
all gone through it.
I've had some,
We've gone through it.
I think I thought back one time I went to motor vehicle with like a mini skirt, and I was like, ooh, dang. When I think about it, it was real hood radish. But at the same time, I didn't know any better, and I think we come from a city where people just don't know any better. People come to interviews with purple and green hair.
It's
Why?
not even just Baltimore.
Yeah, but it's what they see on TV. It's what they think is
Yeah.
appropriate. The big hoops at work and all. You can't do that. You know what I mean? So I think that's where we're coming in at. We're coming in. We're trying to strip them of everything and start over.
But you do have some professions out there that allows you to be creative within yourself, wearing blue hair, wearing green hair, whatever that is. I think people just need to know what profession you're in and what
What you can do
what
and what
you
you
can
can't
and
do.
cannot do. Because I'm not saying that, me personally, as a professional, no, I wouldn't go to work with blue or green hair or pink hair. But there are some professions that allows you to be creative with yourself, and I don't think we should knock anybody that wants to wear green hair. But if you want to wear green hair, make sure you know what field of work that would allow it,
Or at
that
least
it's
make sure that
professional.
it looks right.
Right.
Like, just because it's like not all green works for everyone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, if it's too short, it may be like Joker-ish. You know, if it's too long, it may just be. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe a cute green bulb will work.
Hairstyle is of course. Your nails should be elaborate. Your
Right.
hair should be a certain way.
Because you're walking.
But again,
Advertisement.
if you are
Solid.
becoming a physician, no, I do not want
Exactly.
my physicians to have green hair.
Exactly.
To be totally honest.
Yeah.
It depends on the credentials to me. I mean, I'm different because I'm very
Well,
spiritual.
is that pediatric
But-
doctor that can have green hair?
If I had a corporation, anybody could work for me. As long as they got the skills to pay the bills, they can
You have to
do
say
it.
entrepreneurship. You
Be
do what you want to do.
yourself. I want you to be yourself. I want you to be comfortable so that I know you come into my job to
Right.
do this work.
So my question is to you ladies. I know that you had spoke on that you have to reach out to the parents more so than the kids before they grasp anything. So my question is to you: how do you reach out to women? Like, how do you connect with these women? Because a lot of women of color are really standoffish with other
And if
women.
you're not popular-
and if you're not popular, they don't know who you are. It's like, okay, what are you
I think
talking
we
about?
just have to relate. A lot of people can't relate. That's just like I wouldn't see a therapist and they haven't been through anything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about your book smart. If you cannot relate to me, I don't want to talk to you. You haven't been in my shoes.
But how do you approach somebody who doesn't even know your story yet? As people,
You bring your story about. That's what we
so
do.
you just want to walk up to somebody and be like,
Oh no, I mean
my childhood, I had to eat cereal with water. Like, that's what you want. Like, how do you
Powdered milk.
approach
I mean,
these?
you have to initiate a conversation, of course.
Right.
Some
And
of the
open
thought
up.
process is what we want to do is we also want to do workshops. So let's say we get into these Baltimore City schools. I'm not just going to come into the school and start talking to your child. Of course, we're going to have a session with the adults.
Right.
And I'm willing to share my story with these adults first to say, hey, this is what I went through, and I'm willing to help you, your child, ask me any questions. Like, you got to tell your story before you can just jump in and tell them what they should do or how they should raise their child. Or,
But they still got to
stuff their
get
child.
to that workshop, and
Right,
that's the
that we
hard
have
thing
to-
because
and it's not gonna be
they will
easy.
go to
It's
turn
not, but
up
I'm not gonna
before they
stop.
go to the
But then we
PTA
drag
meeting.
them in
gonna
with
stop.
the programs like the Mommy and Me event. It's an event where you're gonna dance and have fun. And when people having fun, they don't even realize they're learning something at the same time. You know what I mean? So we're gonna drag them in through the events, and then we're eventually gonna branch off into seminars. And then we have another event coming up in the spring. So I think that's really how we're going to reach out to it. The beauty about all three of us, well, four of us, is that we have a large following. And I think that kind of does help us as well. And then we all have so many connections throughout the city. So we're going to continue with the radio shows and continue just promoting ourselves anyway and by any means.
Okay. Well, speaking of following, because we do have to, we've held you ladies for quite some time. Can we go around the room and give your social media information? And if there is a way to donate, volunteer or whatever, please list that.
Social media, let me see. Facebook, Baltimore Storm. My like page is @Storm Services. Instagram is @Storm Services with 2 S. And when the events come, we are definitely looking for volunteers, and
We have a GoFundMe page.
Looking like
I'm just slacking on my pimping. We do have a GoFundMe page. If you log on to GoFundMe, we're Help Empower Our Females on GoFundMe. And we'll have the link posted on all of our Instagram and Facebook, Twitters, and Snapchats.
Okay. So Kate,
S.T.O.R.M services, same.
S.T.O.R.M services. What's your social media?
All Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram is Shonda Chanel.
Facebook is Letitia Chambers, and Instagram is Tisha_love.
But after Sunday, we'll have
All business pages.
One
One.
page.
Okay.
page. One
Okay,
page.
one page. Just
Just
for the
one.
focus. Okay. Because
going to run.
I'm not gonna say no.
well, all y'all can have access to it. You know, Instagram has made it so convenient for you to keep up with multiple pages
We have
these
an
days.
assistant. She couldn't actually be here because she's a mommy and her baby. She has a young child, but that's who will be running the page.
Okay, so shout out to you, assistant.
Yes, we do have
All
Get
right,
that
so
page up and running.
my phone is like off the chain with people watching and have questions. So some of the ladies are going to stick around if you have questions. We do have Morgan up next for our Wednesday twerk fit. But if you still have questions, like I said, some of the ladies will stick around. 404-436-1277. The phone lines will be open. If you have questions for S.T.O.R.M, H.E.L.P, B, any of those ladies, they will be here to chop it up with you. And we also, like I said, we have Morgan in the building. So keep it locked. Shugga Mama Radio, RadioOnFire.com.